What is going on, Ravens Flock? My name is Drastic, and I want to welcome you guys to another video on my YouTube channel, Flock and Ravens, where we will be discussing anything and everything that has to do with your Baltimore Ravens. And on today's video, we are going to be talking about something that is not being talked about at all within any sort of media platform, Twitter, YouTube, podcast, etc., you name it. This topic is not being discussed at all, which should be, with that being the title of this video. But before we get into that, I want to slowly talk my way into that subject, into the title of the video, right? So you guys can get a better understanding of why I truly believe what the title says. Okay? So as many of you guys know, in sports, it's very hard to win. It's very hard to get accomplishments, right? Next to your name. Individual accomplishments, right? That being most passing yards, or most touchdowns, or the most Super Bowl runs, right? And the list just goes on, right? There's so many different awards, even sack awards for like defense or tackles and all of that, right? So it's just hard to do. It's something hard to do, but if you work hard on it and you're able to improve yourself year to year, month to month, week to week, day to day, you will better your craft and you're going to check off more things, more accomplishments on your resume, right? Throughout your whole career span. So, something that I feel has been, there's a lot of things that have been accomplished in the NFL multiple times by either the same team or the same player. Example, there has been many teams in the NFL that have won a Super Bowl, right? One being the Baltimore Ravens, right? But and there's also been many players to have won multiple times the Super Bowl, right? There has been many teams to have won their division multiple times. Same goes for some players, whether it's a quarterback, wide receiver, but mainly quarterback, right? Let's stick to the quarterback. We know there has been many quarterbacks that have won their division many times, multiple times, right? One being Lamar Jackson. He has done it before. That's something we could check off. We know there's a bunch of quarterbacks that have gone to the playoffs multiple times. That being Lamar Jackson as well. Check. We know there has been many quarterbacks to have gone to a championship game. Lamar has not done that yet, so we'll give you guys that one, right? But there has been quarterbacks that have gone back to championship games multiple times. Check, right? So that's happened before. We also know that there's been quarterbacks that have won championship games multiple times, right? And then we also know there's been quarterbacks that have gone to the Super Bowl multiple times as well as won a Super Bowl multiple times, right? And as far as, and you know that all of those things I'm telling you is very hard to do. Okay? It's hard to do. And if it wasn't, you would see every quarterback have all of these things checked off from the within the first 3 years. So you guys can have an idea. That's a hard thing to do, right? Because a quarterback at the end of the day has to lead your team to a divisional round, to a championship game, to a Super Bowl, right? It's at the end of the day, it's a team effort, but the quarterback does hold a lot of responsibility and a lot of weight to the path to that, right? So we all know that it's very hard to do all of that, and there you could put reasons or excuses, whatever you want to say, why certain quarterbacks couldn't or didn't or can't, right? So with what Lamar had, he was able to accomplish a lot of these things that a lot of quarterbacks can't. They cannot do, right? That being winning the division, get the number one seed for the Baltimore Ravens, which is something hard to do. I'm not saying he's the only one, but he's done it before, right? With little to none weapons, 0 to 0 weapons, right? He was able to do that. He was able to win a playoff game with little to zero weapons, right? He was able to win an MVP award, but he didn't just win any type of MVP award. A lot of people just call it MVP award, right? He won an MVP award. That's it. No, he won a unanimous MVP award, which has only been done 2 times. One being Tom Brady, and the other being Lamar Jackson. 2 times, right? That's very hard to do. And I want you guys to know, not Lamar, Tom Brady has only done that 1 time. The unanimous MVP award, he's only won it 1 time. And Lamar Jackson has only done it 1 time, right? So the title of this video is the unanimous MVP award, right? Lamar Jackson, in my eyes, is guaranteed to win the unanimous MVP award for a second time. Because you got to think back to the last season and the season before that, right? Lamar Jackson was in the top like 3, 4. And as some could argue, he was leading the MVP race, right? Some could say he was leading the race, the MVP race. But he was at least in the top 3 with that little to none weapons. So you know what he can do with pretty much nothing, right? So now with this year, everyone's talking about he has to make the championship game, which that's another topic for a whole nother video, right? He has to go to the Super Bowl, which he will go to the Super Bowl, and he will win the Baltimore Ravens a Super Bowl. But that's a subject for a whole nother video, right? Something that's not being talked about is Lamar Jackson will once again win the unanimous MVP award for a second time. With the weapons that he has, if back then you thought he was leading the MVP race, what do you think he's going to do with a OBJ, Rashad Bateman, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely? Bro, what do you guys think is going to happen with all these weapons? You think he's only going to make the playoffs? You think he's only going to win one playoff game? Lamar Jackson, I'm going to say it with full confidence, because a lot of people, whether it's on YouTube or whether it's on ESPN or whatever, they don't like to go all in what they believe in. A lot of people like to say, I think we have a good shot, because they don't want to be wrong. But I'm going to tell you guys, Lamar Jackson is going to win not just an MVP award, unanimous. He's going to win a unanimous MVP award for a second time. Second time. Yeah. I'm telling you guys, there is no way he doesn't win it for a second time. So that's a big accomplishment to have, because there is a huge difference between just a regular MVP and a unanimous MVP. There's 2 big difference. Lamar Jackson is going to win it. There is no way he doesn't. There is no way he doesn't win that. And when he does, not if, when he does, I can already see all the haters on ESPN, Fox, and all of those shows, right? Making excuses for other quarterbacks or for themselves because they always doubt Lamar Jackson of why it was unfair or why it's expected, as if it's not something hard to do. It's winning the unanimous MVP award is a very hard thing to do. The only person before Lamar Jackson to ever do it is Tom Brady. Tom Brady. That's it. That's it. No one else. After Tom Brady, then came Lamar Jackson, and he won it for the second time in NFL history. And Lamar is gonna do it for the third time.
Oh,
He's gonna win it for the third time. I mean, his second time, but the third time to ever been done. It's gonna be Lamar Jackson, and everyone is gonna make the excuses of, oh well, he had OBJ. He had so everyone's gonna make excuses. Everyone is going to make excuses for other quarterbacks or other teams, other franchise, whatever, right? No one's gonna still give Lamar his flowers. No one. No one's gonna just simply say, yo, what you did out there with the weapons you had, you took full advantage as you should. No one's gonna do that. No, no one's gonna do that. Everyone's just gonna say, "Oh well, it's easy to do that, but let's see if you could repeat it a third time, a fourth time." Bro, Lamar's gonna do it. He's gonna do something that's very hard to do. He's gonna do it for a second time. And if the Ravens double up next season, and they say, "You know what? It worked. Let's get him more weapons again," he'll do it a third, maybe even a fourth time. This is the beginning of something different in Baltimore. Different. And I'll make another video on that, on what's to come and what's expected out of Baltimore for this coming season. But yo, Lamar is guaranteed to do it. I want to hear what you guys think on that, all right? Now that you guys know all of this, like I want to hear what you guys think, if this is something that could be is reachable, if I'm reaching too far with it. But no, I'm all in on this. Lamar is going to win the unanimous MVP award for a second time in his career. And following that, he's going to bring us the Super Bowl. First time for Lamar's career, but third time for the Baltimore Ravens. I have a strong feeling the Super Bowl is going to happen this year. I don't want to go all in because you got to remember it's a brand new offense coordinator. So I feel like it might take a little time to get used to it, but I think we have like a 90% chance to get and win it to a Super Bowl. Get to a Super Bowl and win it. But unanimous MVP, Lamar is gonna get that. He got that in the bag. It's guaranteed. Like, what are we talking about right now? Lamar got it. Lamar got it. So let me know how y'all feel about that, because that's something that is not being talked about, and it should be talked about, because that I don't think that's something crazy to say. Like, if I'm telling you guys, if you guys thought Lamar back then was ahead of the MVP race with those weapons, with what they had,
you suck.
imagine what he's going to do with these new weapons. Just imagine that. It doesn't stop at just winning your division, winning a playoff game, going to the championship game. Bro, there is going to be a lot of things checked off in this season. A lot of things getting checked off. And one of those is going to be Lamar Jackson winning the unanimous MVP for the second time in his career. Something that has not been done ever. Twice. He's going to be the first one to do it. To win that award twice. 2 times. And that's all I gotta say about that. All right. So make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below what you guys think about that.